Well, 49er fans, I have some good news and I have some bad news. Which would you rather hear first? You know what? I'm going to give you the bad news first. After Monday night's complete ass whooping of the Cleveland Browns, in which the 49ers won 31-3 at Levi's Stadium in prime time in their 49th win on Monday Night Football as a franchise, the 49ers lost potentially two of their biggest contributors on offense. Not only did we lose fullback Kyle Juszczyk to a knee sprain, he's out 4 to 6 weeks, perhaps the Swiss Army knife of this offense and one of the biggest reasons we're able to run the ball so effectively this season. We also lost right tackle Mike McGlinchey for 4 to 6 weeks. He had an arthroscopic knee surgery, minor thing, but he's still going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. That put a really big damper on what we did Monday night. But I did tell you there was good news, didn't I? Now, of course, we all know that the San Francisco 49ers are 4-0 this season through their first 4 games. Who'd have thunk it? Through their first quarter of the season, the San Francisco 49ers are perfect. They have been flawless to this point in the season. Not a blemish on their record. They are proving doubters wrong each and every single week and have given you zero reason to lose faith or lose hope that they can continue to do the same thing. So Niner fans, I know it was a bit of a gut punch to lose Kyle Juszczyk and Mike McGlinchey, but let me be the first to tell you, if anyone hasn't already, the Niners can beat the Rams on Sunday. And that's part of the good news. I believe that they can and that they will. But before we get into that with my 3 keys to victory for your San Francisco 49ers as they travel down to Los Angeles this weekend to take on the division rival Rams, I want to give a big shout out to my first ever Faithful Fridays winner, GSW 49 Sports. He correctly got the giveaway right last week, or at least he was the closest. Matt Breida's rushing total last week was 114 yards. He got the closest with a guess of 115. So congratulations to GSW 49 Sports, and let that be an example for the rest of you guys that you too can win one of my Faithful Fridays giveaways. But you're going to have to wait until the end of the video to find out what this week's contest entails. With that in mind, let's get into JD's 3 keys on how we can beat these same old sorry-ass Rams. Number 1, of course, it's going to come down to those tackles, those unproven, unheralded, unsung guys in left tackle Justin Skule and right tackle Daniel Brunskill. Those guys have been thrust into a role that neither of them probably expected to, this early on in their careers and at this point in the season. Joe Staley and Mike McGlinchey are the mainstays on that offensive line, 2 of the best on that offensive line, and now all of a sudden, these 2 young guys have been thrust into action and have to come up big. Whether that's run blocking, paving the way for a guy like Matt Breida, Tevin Coleman, and the like, or protecting Mr. Franchise himself, Jimmy Garoppolo, those 2 offensive linemen are going to be absolutely critical to the success of the San Francisco 49ers this weekend. Number 2, it's head coach Kyle Shanahan. He's going to have to find a way to scheme up that run game without Mike McGlinchey, without Kyle Juszczyk, without Joe Staley. He's going to have to keep this engine rolling and keep this train moving like he has every week so far this year, whether that be coming up with some diverse run plays that we haven't seen yet, maybe some personnel packages that we're not familiar with, maybe it depends on who he puts in at fullback, whether that be backup tight end Ross Dwelley, whether that be George Kittle coming in to help at fullback, whether that be, whatever the case may be. Kyle Shanahan is going to have to scheme his way through this game like we have never seen to this point during his tenure with the San Francisco 49ers, because quite frankly, the St. Louis Rams, see, I said it like everybody else, the St. Louis Rams, the Los Angeles Rams have a formidable front. We're going to need to be able to run that ball, and it's going to be up to Kyle Shanahan to scheme it and keep it going. And it's going to be up to Kyle Shanahan to exploit a suspect secondary that the Rams have. So Kyle Shanahan is definitely going to be a huge key to the 49ers' success each and every week, but particularly right now with the rash of injuries that this team has. And finally, number 3, it's going to be on the shoulders of the franchise, Jimmy Garoppolo. He's going to have to do more than he has done to this point in the season. He's going to have to prove his worth and prove that he is worth that fat contract that the team gave him recently. He's going to have to earn that money on Sunday. He's going to have to do things that he hasn't done yet this year. He's been more of a game manager this year, letting the run game kind of, set it up for him, and then he comes in and finishes the job. No. This week and going forward, in the absence of the guys that I mentioned, Jimmy Garoppolo is going to have to be the guy. He's going to have to be the one that we saw him as in 2017 and the one that we've hoped him to be ever since. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to have to will this team to victory and be the leader that everybody thinks that he is. He's going to have to hit these receivers. I know that, his security blanket has been Kyle Juszczyk a lot of times. It is George Kittle, but he's going to have to find these wide receivers down the field against corners like Marcus Peters and Aqib Talib, who have regressed as of late down there in Los Angeles. So I think that Jimmy Garoppolo should find some success this weekend against the Rams. And quite frankly, I expect Jimmy Garoppolo to fulfill that prophecy. Now, you notice how I didn't say anything about the defense? I don't doubt this 49ers defense at all. This San Francisco 49ers defense is absolutely elite. In my opinion, it's the best in the NFL. So I expect nothing less from them this Sunday against the Rams. I expect them to get after Jared Goff. They're not one of my 3 keys to victory because I know they're already going to show up. There's other things that we're more concerned about right now. With that in mind, I expect the Niners defense to get after Jared Goff, force a few turnovers, and play a pivotal role in the Niners winning this game on Sunday. So with that in mind, let's get to the Faithful Fridays contest this week. Again, congratulations to GSW 49 Sports for winning the first ever contest last week. If you want to be the winner this week, here's what you got to do. Down below in the comments section, I need you to tell me how many passing yards Jimmy Garoppolo is going to get this week against the Rams. Whoever gets it the closest wins. In the event of a tie, in the event that there's multiple people with the same prediction, whoever answers it first wins the prize. What's this week's prize, you ask? Let me show you. This week, you will win a rally towel from this past Monday night's game against the Cleveland Browns. And you will also win this Tom Rathman rally towel. Again, leave your comments down below to enter the contest. Good luck to everybody. Cannot wait for Sunday. This Niners team is kind of down, but they're definitely not out right now. We're still undefeated, and this team still has a ton of talent, and I expect that to show up on Sunday against the division rival Rams to show who's boss out here in the NFC West. Let's go Niners. Get this game on Sunday. Let's get to 5-0.